Hello everyone, welcome to One Connected Love. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Christina.
And we're true twin flames in union. And in this week's video, we are discussing, why is the twin flame journey worth it?
That's a good question. Why is the twin flame journey worth it?
Yeah, so we're going to answer these questions. We're going to do a little bit different this week. We kind of did it in a previous video and lots of people liked it. So we're going to do it in an interview style.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be asking Christina some questions. She could ask me some questions, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Good. So I think I'm going to start, and I'm going to ask Christina. And my first question is for you is, what drew you to the twin flame journey?
Great question. So what drew me to the twin flame journey was really a desire in my heart for my perfect person, or at the time of what I understood it, just the best person possible for me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like I was very tired of the dating scene, like relationships that didn't work out,
Mm-hmm.
just not vibing completely with the people that I was attracting into my life. And I was like, something needs to change. Mm-hmm. And, it was really just this desire for my perfect person. And everybody, I feel, has that desire in their hearts, whether, the level to which you're awakened to it changes with each person depending on where you're at in your life, right? But I feel that, like, for me, I had enough contrast, mm-hmm. and I was ready to really, like, have something deeper, have the right thing for me.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was good.
Cool. So I'll ask you now.
Okay.
Yeah. So what drew you to the twin flame journey?
I mean, honestly, the exact same thing. So I had a number of relationships that didn't work out for whatever reason, and I had reached a point in my life to where I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done dating. In all of my relationships, some were better than the others. Some were fine by dating standards, right? Or relationship standards. But in my heart, I always knew that, like, I wasn't happy. Like, mm-hmm. There was still something that didn't feel good. And long story short, after some relationships that ended in not the best way, I was kind of over the dating scene. And I was basically saying, I want my person. Like, yeah. I want my person. And from there, in short, I had a spiritual awakening, and I didn't even know that about the twin flame journey. Like, I didn't even know what that was at the time. But that door opened up, and here we are now. Yeah.
Cool.
So, mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Good. All right, so now we'll move on to question number 2. So when the twin flame journey got difficult, what kept you going?
Yeah, so I guess this question refers to, like, when you're just in the thick of separation and you don't see that light at the end of the tunnel, and you're like, what's happening, kind of like that in the depths of your spiritual awakening. Mm-hmm. What kept me going? Mm-hmm. The peace that I was cultivating in my heart kept me going. Like, honestly, there was a lot of things were changing for me. A lot of things were, a lot of stuff was falling apart, and new things were coming into my life. And it could have been very easy to get very discouraged if I only looked on the outside of, like, what my life looked like, because there was a lot of things in flux during, like, the thick of, like, separation and working through that. But what kept me going, and what kept me feeling like, no, I am on the right path, even though, it looks unsettled right now, was the peace in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, I felt like a lot of things changing in the way that I related to other people, and the way that I felt about myself. That was improving a lot. And so mm-hmm. that really kept me going. Yep. That, like, even though, I have to surrender to, like, a lot of changes happening in my life, and, like, I don't know what's necessarily, like, going on or going to happen. Like, I feel better and better,
Mm-hmm.
and I have more and more peace in my life, and that counts for something. So that's what kept me going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what about you? When it got difficult, what kept you going?
Yeah, so I can definitely say when, sometimes it seems like on the twin flame journey, like when it rains, it pours. Things can get very intense and very difficult. I experienced all of it. I'm sure you did. I'm sure many of you watching, feel this way. And my story is basically similar to yours, where I went through a period where after I had a spiritual awakening, I had a dark night of the soul, and many things in my life were not making sense anymore. Many things I used to love were falling away out of my life. Many relationships in my life were ending, and I was kind of just felt like I was floating out there looking for something that I didn't know what I was looking for. And long story short, I finally found the twin flame. I Googled it and found it, and this is what I'm going through, right? And from there, I found Jeff and Shalea's work, the Twin Flames Universe community, and joined there, and began doing inner work and healing. And like your story mirrored perfectly right back to me, I began healing. And when I began healing, I felt like I was cultivating something inside of me. And I do want to mention that at this time when I was going through this, just before I found the work and the healing and all of that stuff, I technically had been living my dream in that I wanted to move to Japan. I wanted to work in Japan, and I was living my dream life, my dream career, right, at that time. But again, at that time, something didn't feel right. I still wasn't happy. After I found this and started healing, I felt better and better inside. And I began to realize that was very important to me. I didn't have a lot of answers. I didn't understand what was happening, but I knew I was feeling better. And I felt like that was enough to keep me going in that moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Good. All right. So question number 3. Now that we're in union, is your twin flame journey over for you?
No, not at all. What I've found and what I've learned is that the twin flame journey keeps going, right? Like, you and your twin flame are created to be in perfect union with each other, which basically means that you're in perfect harmony. And doing this work helped me find my twin flame, helped me get into a relationship, into union with my twin flame. And then I found that the next level opened up, and there's so much more to go deeper with, right?
Always. Mm-hmm.
So no, it's not over for me. I keep going. I keep growing. I want to cultivate our perfect life together. I want to become, the person that I that I was created to be. And all of that, your twin flame helps you do that so much because, they're your greatest partner in your ascension, right? There's so much that we learn from each other that, it's not over. It's only just begun.
Right.
Really,
Exactly.
truly.
Exactly.
What about you? Now that we're in union, is the twin flame journey over for you?
Definitely not. Definitely not. So I feel like I've reached a point in our union where I feel like our relationship is going deeper, and I feel like I now have what old past Daniel was looking for from relationships. I don't feel that thing in the back of my mind that is saying I'm not happy. This isn't it. This isn't it yet. I feel purpose and feel like I'm building towards something, and with that there's still so much more to go. Building our life, and with that the spiritual work also never stops. There's more inner work to continue to go deeper and keep clearing our consciousness, right?
Yeah, it's really, the inner work doesn't stop. There's always new growth to be had. And it's not a chore that there's more inner work. I mean, you just always dream new dreams.
Right.
You always once one dream comes true, well,
there's
now you
more.
want the next one, right? And so that's just life. And so, it doesn't stop. I feel like we have the tools now that we learned through the teachings of Union to actually help us manifest those things.
Right.
From a stable and peaceful place rather than through control.
Right.
And so, yeah, it just keeps going deeper.
Yeah. And I think I'll just say, like, in closing, that for me, overall, the Twin Flame journey is worth it because it gives me what I'm actually looking for inside.
Yeah.
And eventually outside, while working for that. And I think what I've realized on this journey is that how important I am to myself and how important my happiness and my joy and my peace is to me. I could certainly always go back to, that other life, that other world, and find someone else, but it will always not feel right in my mind. And to me, it's more important to feel what's true inside for me. It's my happiness is more important than what my life looks like.
Yeah, I feel that everything that I have in my life is like real.
Yeah.
And that's, I didn't have that before. Everything always felt like something I had, worked to attain, but especially romantically, like it there's an element of this feels real where before it didn't. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I feel complete. I
good.
loved hearing this from you.
So thank you very much for watching this video this week. We do videos like this weekly, so if you're interested in watching more videos like this, feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. Once again, we're Daniel and Christina, and we are Ascension coaches, so we do private coaching, group coaching, and personal readings. If you need support on your journey, we would love to support you. Check out the website below to our services, oneconnectedlove.com. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next week. Take care.